Yeah, I'm just wondering why, even though I know that attachment exists, it still um, bothers me or attacks me or it's still present. You know what I mean? Even though I know that I shouldn't be attached to something and I know what's happening in that moment, it's still happening.
And this is the process of non-attachment. First, it starts with the gross level. In our mind, when you read, you hear something, you get inspired. Oh, I'm not attached to anything, you know. But when you really come to face it, you are attached. How do we get attached? You know, this book, I think in this book, I think is this other one. This book, I have everything details about attachment. What is attachment? How attachment builds? How to get rid of attachment, and various techniques. Okay, this is attachment. First thing is gross objects. We don't think we are attached to gross object. You know, you drive the car every day, take for granted. Just one day car breaks down. You have to wait for ride or take bus or train. You realize how much you are attached to it. So though we mentally feel we are not attached, we have to experiment. Same way, we are not attached to food, but suppose for a week you don't get proper food, or you don't get food, you realize you're not attached to bed, you have to sleep on hard floor or on footpath, you know, or in very hot room, very cold room, we realize we get attached because of constant association. Another attachment is to our body. Because why? Because we are born with our body. From childhood, we feel thirst, hunger, emotions, everything in the body. We feel it constantly. And so non-attachment is very difficult. Then becomes subtler and subtler is mental attachment, emotional attachment. And those are the very difficult things. And most difficult thing is subtle attachment. You don't think you are attached and you are attached. This is the hardest thing, you know. Like somebody says, I'm humble. Okay. Ego is present in everyone. But somebody like removes external ego, they have subtle ego. So to show that they have no ego, they bow down to somebody who is respectful. But the bowing down, there is subtle ego, because people realize that this person is humble. So in so many ways, we represent attachment in a subtle way. We represent attachment through our children. You know, everyone, I want my children to be successful. Even the children go to, you know, I guess children's basketball and all kind of games. And then if you ever see, parents get more involved. Child is in the dance or karate, they travel with them everywhere. And sometimes parents fight with each other because they're children. We have children. So look at the subtle ego. The cause of all the misery is ego. So we let it grow, let it go. So if you find still ego exists, it is like growing and working on subtler ego. Gross ego we can let go easily. See, if you let go of anything, I think put in a video in one of the book, Lord Krishna says that you let go of any attachment or any pleasure. Rasa varjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. What happens is, if you give up something, like something you like, taste something, you give up. Like you like chocolate and give up. You give up for a month or a year. But subtle memory remains. The chocolate tastes good. And suppose you see the chocolate and you see somebody eating, all the desires come back. That is subtle desire. Same way ego is subtle, that is hidden. And how can that be removed? Param drishtva nivartate. Only when you experience total bliss, then you remove such subtle craving. Until then it will be. So accept that subtle ego, accept that attachment and live with it. Okay. We cannot let go of it completely until the final stage. So until that, it is much better not to resist, but simplify life. Mainly, let go of ego so you become free from burden. Free from burden means you own so many things or own nothing. You are one environment, another environment. Surrounded by friends or surrounded by enemies, you can maintain inner peace. That is the purpose of non-attachment. Non-attachment means being content within yourself, so that outside cannot make you jump up or jump down. That is equilibrium, and that is the true essence of attachment. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I didn't understand the part. I understand ego, but if I'm bowing down to somebody, right?
Yes.
I'm bowing down to somebody, and nobody's looking. Okay, does that have anything to do with the
yes,
ego?
yes.
Okay.
So somebody is bowing down, people are watching.
Right.
So this person is so humble.
But how about if nobody's looking?
Then it is no purpose. One won't bow out because one has ego. That's why one bows. Nobody's looking.
Right.
Then one won't have need to exhibit ego.
But I'm just saying, if there is no ego and I'm bowing down to somebody,
then it's a really true.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay, just give you example. This is a Jain religion that started 2,500 years ago at the same time of Buddha. If you see on YouTube, Jainism, just like a tremendous, and they put on masks so they don't kill bugs, and they renounce everything. And some of the monks, they're naked, others put on white clothes. So householders put on white clothes, and renunciate are naked. Even they give lectures, just they don't show everything, but they're naked in just public. This is accepted. They also, they pick their hair, to remove attachment to beauty, they pick up their hair. And this has become a ceremony. And this ceremony is done in public. So the monk picks up one hair at a time, and it is painful, right? But because everyone is watching, they find tremendous joy in it.
Right.
So you can see subtle ego.
Yeah.
So it's a pain, but everyone is admiring it.
It might not even be subtle, it might be a major ego.
Right. So subtle ego is the root cause of other ego. And this is why so many things are happening subtly. Most people live so to see how they look in the eyes of others. If others did not that, if suppose nobody existed, you are like on the lonely island, what would you do? You build anything, nobody would look at it. So you don't do anything to show anyone. Right. Robinson Crusoe story. Yeah. So, and there was a movie made by one of the actors with that island. There is a special word for the island.
With Tom Hanks, with that
yeah, Tom Hanks. Yes.
That was the one about Crusoe. It was like the same concept.
Yes. That just showing, So this is, time where one can enlighten in that isolation. One can be enlightened in the prison if they have a right awareness. Okay. So ego is subtle thing, attachment is subtle thing, and we don't look for perfection. We just come to the point when we are comfortable in life.